Hello everyone and welcome to Stan the Wine Man TV. I am your host, Stan Rattan, and this is the Blue Collar Wine Show, where I help you spend your wine dollars wisely. We are doing another blind challenge, California versus Washington State. This time we're doing Cabernet Sauvignon. We're not doing the big boys from Napa or anything like that. We're doing more, in the moderate price range Cabernet Sauvignon. And if you remember in the last episode I did with the Washington versus California red blends, a Washington wine came out on top in that challenge. And of course, we have to give ups to California that came in second, and it was a Washington wine that came in dead last. So anyway, I think it was a pretty good mix there. Let's get started. Cabernet Sauvignon, the king of reds, #1 selling red wine in the United States, #1. Cab is an offspring of Cab Franc and Sauvignon Blanc. A lot of people don't know that. So it actually, one of its parents is a white wine. But Cab has, long been the adoration of many wine drinkers. Some wine snobs, they think that that's all you can drink is Cab or Bordeaux or something like that. I love Cab myself. Great food wine. Let's see what we get on the nose here on #1. California versus Washington State Cab Blind Challenge. Really, really serious cherry and candied currants on the nose. Maybe a touch of red flowers. I'm getting a little bit of a bark action coming through. But mostly cherries and candied currants. Let's see what we get on the palate. This is ripe currants all day. I mean all day. Just solid ripe currants. I get a little bit of attitude on the tannins, but mostly the tannins are very smooth, front to finish. I just get this sweet, almost currants with a little bit of brown sugar in them on the finish. It is lingering quite a bit. A little bit of a rose petal thing coming through. I'm trying to get as much out of this as possible besides the ripe currants. A little bit of a Kool-Aid currant. If they had a currant Kool-Aid, that's what it reminds me of, but with, obviously some strength to it. This is very delicious. This is one of those cabs that you could probably recommend to somebody. And, if they say that, well, they don't really want anything with too many tannins, they don't want a bitterness to it, this is the one. It's not what I expect out of a cab. I do like the little bit of hit of red flowers in the back end. I'm not totally on this wine. It's just not what I'm looking for in a cab personally. I think it has a great and a delicious category. I think it's a great starter cab for somebody just breaking into Cabernet Sauvignon. All right, #2. A little rinse, get that ripe currant out of there. Let's see what we get on the nose. It's so funny how I get that dried cardboard. Totally dried cardboard with a little bit of somebody spilled some currant juice on an old cardboard box, Get a touch of tobacco, not super aromatic, and so many times when I smell a wine that's not really high in aromatics, I get that dried cardboard. Obviously that comes from the oak treatment on the wine. Let's see what we get on the palate. very smooth, kind of boring, and not a lot going on up front. Right at the backside, I get a little bit of tobacco mixed with the currants, a little tannic grip. But front to that point, not a lot going on. It's just, you know, just like, I don't know how to describe that. You know, it's just like, I talked about this a little bit. You see somebody, whether it's a guy or girl, you know, they're really good looking, and you go up to strike a conversation with them, and there's just nothing between the ears. That's kind of like this wine. Smooth, seamless, but only because there's nothing there. Tiny hit of a herbaceousness right at the top of the mid palate. That's the most interesting thing. Get almost like a green tobacco veggie thing going on. I'm not excited about that one at all. But it's not, you know, it's not nothing flawed about it. It's just nothing there. I did like that little vegetal hit. It's kind of what you would expect from a cab. They can go vegetal on you a little bit. Are you a big cab fan? Do you like your cabs? Hopefully you're not an anti-Merlot guy. We'll have to do a blind Merlot with California versus Washington, although I don't think that'd be fair to California. Washington does some excellent Merlot. It might be fun to do that though. How many of you would like to see a blind challenge of California versus Washington Merlot? Or maybe I could do a California, an Italian, and a French, and a Washington Merlot. That would be kind of fun. Let's see what we get on the nose. Number 3. Very, very herbaceous on the nose. I get I get green bell pepper. I get a little bit of twigs. I get a little bit of maybe asparagus, uncooked asparagus. Interesting eucalyptus. Now I said that on the last one. I didn't pay attention whether or not that one was the California or not. I'll have to go back and look. A little bit of green tobacco. The nose on this is very interesting, very cab-like on the nose, to me. Let's see what we get on the palate. Excuse me. Now, as a cab drinker, if you're serious about your cabs and you're looking for a certain kind of flavor profile, this has it. It's got tobacco, it has currants, a little bit of that kind of pepper thing going on, not green bell pepper, not strong. It's just there, a little bit of bark action, good structured tannins without getting, you know, too tannic. I wouldn't even call this a tannic wine. I just said there's structure to those tannins. A good food wine. I'm kind of excited about this cab. You got a little hit of fruit up front. You get those currants up front. A little bit of grip on the backside. This is a serious cab. I like that kind of green bell pepper, yellow bell pepper, you know, just that pepper thing going on. Not any black or white pepper, but just that solid, little bit of herbaceousness. Back in the 70s, even in Napa, the cabs had that herbaceousness, and it allowed them to lay down for a while and develop, and eventually that kind of went away and evolved into a better wine. I think this one actually might have some ageability to it. You know, good sturdy tannins, good structure, nice balance of acidity, fruit, and tannins. I like it. A little minerality coming through, which is kind of cool. Nice finish. It's not extremely long, but nice length to the finish. I would put this probably in the $15 to $18 category, probably. But you see, I kind of had the, when I had these wines picked out, I wanted to stay in kind of equal price ranges across the board, so. Number 4, let's move on. That number 3 was. That's what I'm looking for in a cab. I'm just saying, that's what I'm looking for. I don't know what you're looking for in a cab, but that's what I'm looking for in a cab. Number 1 is like one of those, you know, I want to try a cab for the first time. That would definitely go there. All right, let's see what we get on the nose. Nose with number 4. This one's almost brooding, like has a real brooding character, like stewed prunes. Yeah, almost like a meatiness to the nose, which is kind of curious to me. I like that in a wine. Stewed tomatoes, a little bit of meat, a lot of you know, currants. Like if you took some currants and threw them with stewed tomato, that's what it reminds me of a little bit. If that makes any sense to you. There's a little tobacco thrown in there, which makes it even more interesting. I like the nose on this one. It's like number 3 and 4 are going to battle it out here. Maybe. Let's see what we get on the palate. A lot more fruit on this one than number 3 by far. I get a good combination of dark cherries and currants. The tannins have a little bit of an attitude to them, but they're still smooth. There's good structure. It's very seamless across the palate. It has a nice acidity, which gives it a freshness on the finish, where almost like a red cherry sort of cranberry element comes through, although not sour at all like any cranberry, but it gives it a little bit of an interesting look. I'm even getting a little bit of orange peel on the back side, which is really cool. I would say this is one of those cabs that you could introduce somebody, maybe start with that one and go to this one. They would be okay with it. There's a tiny bit of a eucalyptus hit, which makes me think this might be California. I think the last 2 might be California. I'm not positive, but they might be. I don't know. I think this one might be. I'm not sure. Really high in the delicious category. It stays away from the brown sugar. It's just nice ripe fruit. Still doesn't beat number 3 as far as I'm concerned in that good structure, that thing you're expecting in a cab. So, let's see how it turned out. In last place, number 1, which was the really fruit-forward one. Second to last, number 2. Third place, number 2. No, wait a minute. Sorry, got that wrong. In 4th place, last place, number 2. 3rd place, number 1. Sorry, I didn't see that correctly. And in 2nd place, number 4, the one I just tried. And in 1st place, number 3, the one I was really jacked up about. So I'm very curious about this wine. Number 3, in last place, number 2 with a D+, C-. I was not excited about this Cabernet Sauvignon at all. The Milbrandt 2017 Cabernet Sauvignon Columbia Valley. This rolls in at $13. Now, in my last episode, the Brothers blend, I think that came in first place. So, you know, a little bit of a slide on their part. Didn't like that cab at all. Wasn't excited about it. Even at 13 bucks, it's inexpensive. Well, I wouldn't waste my money on it. Move on. Number 1 came in third place with a C-. This is one I thought was really fruit forward and, you know, be a good starter wine for somebody. The Sterling Vintners Collection Cabernet Sauvignon. That's the vintage on this one. Come on, it's got to be there somewhere. 2017 rolls in at $16. I sell a ton of this at the store. It's nice to be able to try it. Good starter cab. I think you could give that to anybody and they'd like it. Very fruit forward. $16 though, you know, if you're really serious about your cabs, $16 is a little too much money for that one, but I just sell a lot of it, so now I see why. All right, in second place with a solid straight up B. Now the last two really showed well. This was number 4. This is the 2015 Hunter Chaps Cabernet Sauvignon, California. This rolls in at $12. That's cool. I recommend this wine quite a bit. It's been a while. It's been a long time since I've tried it. I'm really excited that that one came in second place. That's really cool. 12 bucks. You know, you might want to seek that out. Hunter Chaps Cab. And in first place, the top dog, BB Plus, is the Three Rivers Winery 2016 Cabernet Sauvignon, Columbia Valley. So once again, Washington dominates in these blind challenges. This rolls in at $17. I really like this, very classic cab. Nice rebound for these guys because I really didn't like their red blend in the prior episode. There you go. I hope you like these blind challenges. Let me know in the comments. Do you like me to do these? I try to keep it at a good pace. Just get through it. And I love seeing the results. Some of them surprise me. Actually, the Hunter Chaps really surprised me a lot. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Hit the subscribe button. Thank you for taking a little bit of time out of your day to watch. You keep watching, and I'll keep helping you spend your wine dollars wisely.